April 26th, and Carson Hocevar is officially a winner in the NASCAR Cup Series. He finally gets it done at Talladega, a track that just screams Carson Hocevar energy. That's the track that he absolutely had to get his first win at. It makes sense. It just kind of goes together like peanut butter and jelly. I'm Matty NASCAR. This is post-race takes, and this is going to be a fun one. So let's jump into it. I've got a lot of stuff that I have down in my notebook that I wrote for this race, but what this race could have been was not good. There was a chance we got on here and we talked about this race, and it was not going to be in a good manner. Carson Hocevar winning this race, he's kind of saving NASCAR in a lot of ways, it feels like. And this is going to be a little bit of I'm gonna rant on Carson Hocevar in a good way for a while here before we get into the other stuff. Carson Hocevar completely changed the narrative of what this race was going to be. It's not going to be remembered as the snooze fest that it was going to be, or that crazy big wreck that took out so many people, or, you know, anything like that. It's going to be about Carson Hocevar getting his first win and that incredible victory out of the car celebration that he did. I don't care that it took him a while to get it set up. One of the coolest things I've seen. So I'm going to say what a bunch of people are probably going to say, and that is, this is so amazing for the sport. Carson Hocevar, shoot him to the moon. He's a star. Push him, push him, push him. NASCAR wanted their hell yeah moment. He is the guy who can deliver. Now that he's a winner, it feels even better. This is just monstrous for NASCAR and for Carson Hocevar. I mean, he's already a star, I think, but this is just, again, going to just propel him to high levels, hopefully. It absolutely should. NASCAR should put maybe not all their eggs, but a ton of their eggs in this basket and just push this kid as much as they can, because, oh my gosh, the kid is just a stud. He's a star. It's when I do my race rating video later, him winning is absolutely going to play a factor in that final amount of stars that I give that race. Check that out on TikTok or YouTube Shorts. So I can't say it enough. It was not necessarily the best, excuse me, or most, exciting race. But Carson Hocevar getting his first win, celebrating like he did, seeing what it meant to him too. It wasn't like a cocky celebration or anything like that. Like, he obviously, rubbed some people the wrong way, but seeing how he talked about it, how he thanked the fans over and over, you could tell how much it meant to him. And that it's just so good for the sport. And I hope that it really is utilized in a good and positive way for both parties, for Carson and for NASCAR. I just can't say it enough. It was so great to see that. I do also have to say, kind of like with the Ty Gibbs thing, I'm going to toot my own horn a little bit. Yes, I'm sure Carson Hocevar was a good and popular pick for people. But the poster promo pick strikes again, and you're thinking, he wasn't on the promo. But if you follow me, and you should for your betting advice, I said, after doing some deep diving, some conspiracy, tinfoil type stuff about how NASCAR is trying to hide the poster promo, that having the semi truck on there, the Peterbilt, that actually means that meant Carson Hocevar. So that's why I had Carson Hocevar's first bet that I made this week on Talladega. So yeah, and I also, in my earlier videos when I did the season fake bets over and under things, where I did like how many people are going to be pissed off at Carson Hocevar, how many weather postponements, fights. I apologize. Allergies are really kicking my rear end. I called that there would be over 1.5 new winners this year. Ty Gibbs, Carson Hocevar, so called that one too. No big deal. But yeah, man, just really, really good finish to that race is what I'll say. Not necessarily a good race, but a good finish. Happy for Carson Hocevar, happy for NASCAR. Man, that's a moment. That was absolutely a moment. But let's talk about some of the other stuff. Let me get my notes here because we got it. I've dropped my pen. Dang. Let's get into some stuff here. Let's go with so starting off, it was a really good look for Bass Pro Shop. When they first kind of dropped the green, you had Austin Dillon up there and Chase Briscoe, 2 Bass Pro cars out of the 3 lines that they were leading. That was a really cool moment. They got to 3 lanes really fast. Fizzled out. Didn't see much of that for the rest of the race. There's a lot of strategies that played into it. Of course, a lot of those kind of went out the window. It felt like when everybody wrecked. Let's see. I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff on here that it just seems like it was a completely different race because of how this ended up ending. So I'm gonna try to go through here. Let's do one that's gonna be my red flag for the flag stand segment here. Lots of pit road mistakes on the first green cycle. That's got to be my red flag. It's been my red flag a couple times here, and it's because making sure my mic's on here. So many mistakes. Denny Hamlin and Chase Briscoe, to name a couple. I know there's a bunch more, but like Denny Hamlin's the one who kind of stuck with him throughout the race. Chase Briscoe was involved in that wreck eventually, so it didn't really matter. But yeah, gotta tighten that up. That's got to be stopped. Like I said, Briscoe had more mistakes. It's going to be hard for him with the points. I mean, I know he's already in the playoffs, but he just doesn't have any room for error if he wants to be like a legitimate contender for the championship. Yellow flag for me, going back to the flag stand segment, would be the commercials. I don't complain about commercials too much. I try to be very positive. I appreciate that NASCAR does mostly, except there was a little bit after I said something on Twitter, ironically enough, that but they usually will do this side by side. So I try to be positive. I'm thankful for that. Could be a lot worse, but oh my goodness, it was glaring, whatever you want to say, this race. It felt like it was 2 laps commercial, then 2 laps commercial. Like it was it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible, and I hate saying that because again, I don't like to complain about it, but I'm hoping it was just because the stage was very long, or because they I don't know. I hope this is a one-time feeling because I don't like feeling like that. I don't want to be just mad watching the race. I want to be happy that I can be watching the race, but commercials are something that has made me a little cautious going forward, that hopefully it doesn't continue to be that bad and that much of in your face. Then of course everybody wrecked eventually. That was pretty wild. I'm happy that the safety stuff that NASCAR is doing worked, because that Bubba Wallace wreck, when you go back and look at it, you see his car trying to lift off the ground. Looks like that Tony Stewart wreck that that happened there a while back, where he's in the front of the field and kind of just flips over in front of everybody. So I'm glad that Bubba stayed on all 4 wheels. Big, massive wreck. Really shook up everything. A lot of guys in there that could have been potential players. The Blaney's, Logano's, they were taken out of the race. So that's pretty crazy. One of the biggest wrecks that I've seen at Talladega. So that definitely was kind of the turning point of this race, because beforehand it was just so many commercials and so, just not very much racing, and it was going on to be a pretty bad race. Going along with that big wreck, I mean, that's why I've said it before. I'm sure other people say it who do these kind of betting channels. That's why you don't bet a ton, because in one wreck, I mean, all your picks could almost be out. I mean, that wreck alone took out 3 out of my 5 guys. I mean, I only had Seabell and Carson left over after that. So yeah, gotta watch these races. Don't bet too much on it and put too much on it, because there's a good chance everybody's gonna wreck. But coming out of that wreck, the last thing that I have on here is it's just cool to see some of those wrecked cars again. Kind of like the Tyler Reddick win in Atlanta, where he won without missing or without a fender. Now that we have this new point system, it's so vital to get back on track, to gain positions, gain as many things as points as you can. So it was just cool to see that. I mean, I know that they try to do that a little bit beforehand, but it just seems like it obviously means a little bit more this time. So that was cool. But then my final flag stand, my green flag. I know I didn't put them in order. I apologize. But my green flag has just got to be Carson Hocevar. Again, I know I've spent the first however many minutes of this video saying that, but it has to be. It absolutely has to be the Carson Hocevar win. It's huge for him, huge for NASCAR. Yeah, I know I said a bunch in the first, so I'm not going to go into it again. I cannot say enough how good I feel like this is for NASCAR going forward. And hopefully he continues to be a contender, continues to, hopefully get some more wins. He definitely made me more of a fan after this race. Not just because he won, but just how he handled it. The thinking outside of the box to do something different for his burnout or his victory celebration. How he, obviously, how much it meant to him. So, definitely made me a fan out of that 77 car. And not just because I had him to win, because I have the script and I mean, you can't see him. Look at that. Another checker flag. That's 8. I also, in that video where I had my fake season, I put myself at over 7.5 wins. That was 8 in a row. No big deal. Anyways, so yeah, those are my post-race takes. I will have a race rating video out tomorrow. And then I will have the flag stand segment video where it's in like TikTok, YouTube short form. That will be out, but you've heard them, so it'll just be a replay, but a more condensed version. So let me know in the comments below, though, what did you think of this Talladega race? What do you think of Carson Hocevar winning? What do you think of that big wreck? What do you think of the state of NASCAR is after this race between the Carson Hocevar win and then just how bad beforehand the super speedway racing seems to be? Just comment below. Let me know what your post-race takes are, your flag stand segment, all that stuff. I will be happy to read them, reply to them, get a conversation going. But with that being said, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. We're on to Texas next week. I'll be back Thursday with my post-race takes, my pre-race predictions, my bets, my picks. We'll be back Thursday for that video. I'm Addy NASCAR. This is post-race takes from the Chase for Checker show. Have a good one. Bye.